Mary and I are so happy to welcome all of you. And there are many more together with us, extending the warmest welcome. We so appreciate your coming and joining in together in this crazy and fabulous quest to harmonize people and nature. And we know you've come from near, and we know many of you have come from really far. I think the record is more than 30 hours of flying. So we just want to say it's time to be really nice to one another. Help prop the person up next to you if they're being hit by the jet lag. And get to know all the friends seated around you. So we really appreciate and are so inspired by the diversity of this group in terms of expertise, lived experience, world region, the sector in which people are working, spanning huge parts of the world and of kind of the global economy that we're all embedded in. And we all know the expression, nothing is more powerful than an idea whose time has come. And it's incredible to feel, especially in this year, as the world really wakes up to the power of nature and the power of this idea and the need to drive this harmonizing, this integration of people and nature and all of the decisions that we're making, all of the change that we need to see to elevate people and nature in the future. And in the past, we've seen some demonstrations open up that weren't easy. None of this work is easy. It's hard, much of it born of crisis. The first demonstrations that got onto the global stage back in the 1990s of bringing values of nature into decision-making in places like Costa Rica with record deforestation, places like New York City with record wealth, yet plummeting water quality and real health risks opening up because of degradation of upstream watersheds. Places like China with historic flooding and other devastation from deforestation and ecosystem impacts. So these demonstrations, born of crisis, revealed the interdependence, not only of people on nature, but of people on one another, and dependent on shifting how we operate worldwide. So this crisis is opening up everywhere and propelling the movement, the activation, the change that we need to see, the awareness of our interdependence. And we're all together trying to drive innovation in social arenas, in economic arenas, policy arenas, and many more. We have a chance to accelerate this work in ways that Mary's been leading over these past couple of days here and will lay out a bit now. Thank you.
Yeah, it's great. Gretchen and I always just compare high-level notes, and then I love hearing what you say because I think we've spent enough time together that we start using the same language. And it's something that we heard the last 2 days here. As Gretchen mentioned, we've had a subset of you in this room. We had a set of 15 countries and 3 multilateral development banks and a whole network of science and policy experts who are working together on the implementation of this idea that nature's benefits can actually change, it can transform society. So the good news is we have a real opportunity to live a better way, to live a better life, and to create it together. And we saw it, we've seen it around the world, and we really saw it crystallized in the last 2 days with the latest, greatest from the countries. And you'll hear more about that over this week. But the main thing I saw is that, as Gretchen said, there's a lot of crisis, there's a lot of struggle, there's a lot of pain and suffering around the world. But what we're seeing in this community that's represented in this room is that through these approaches, through really implementing natural capital approaches in policy and decisions, we can create more light than heat in these really hot struggles around the world. And I think what we've seen is there are 3 key elements to success that have emerged over the last couple of days. And one is this new way of working. So we need to work differently, and we're starting to. One is just across sectors, and we have that diversity represented in this room, as Gretchen mentioned. So finance sectors, governments, communities, civil society, NGOs, we really need to work and talk to different actors. And for the scientists in the room, there's a new way of working together, which is science policy engagements. So you'll see some successes, some incredibly new, innovative blue bonds and sustainability-linked bonds in Uruguay, as an example. China is just accelerating this policy all over its country. Colombia, Cook Islands, there's incredible examples of innovation. But just think that underneath that and behind that and driving it is a new way of working. And it's really stretching all of us to think about how can science engage with policy and how can we set up these durable engagement processes. So that's kind of the people side. That's probably, as our Swedish friends say, is 80% of the success. So they use a different 80-20 rule than the one that we hear in Silicon Valley a lot. And that 80-20 rule is 80% of success is talking to, listening, and understanding the people who are affected by policies and investments and nature, but also whose stewardship can change it, can transform it. So that's lesson number 1. Lesson number 2 is there is a huge dearth of capacity to carry this work out. The financing is actually starting to flow. We don't have enough, but right now the financing is outstripping the expertise to implement these approaches. So we're thrilled to see all of you in this room because we need your help and we need to develop that capacity. And then finally, there's this incredible, unique power of this network. So this group and this community of practice has grown so much over the last decade, and we need to keep growing it, but we should, over the next week, think about who have you not had a chance to work with, who do you need help with, and just ask. We're here to inspire each other, share our successes, but also ask for help. And I know there are a lot of you in this room who can give help and also ask for it. So we're thrilled, as Gretchen said, to have you all here, and we're really looking forward to rolling up our sleeves and learning and sharing together. So thanks for being here.
It's just so thrilling to see everyone here. After many months of planning and seeing all of your names in spreadsheets and emails, and to see everyone sitting here, it's, as Gretchen and Mary were saying, it's very exciting, it's very energizing, and we're really looking forward to these next few days together. My name is Kim Bonine, and I am the head of capacity development at the Natural Capital Project. And I'm just going to share a few sort of orientation, logistics slides as we get started, as well as give ourselves an opportunity to learn a little bit more about who's in the room here, who are we, this community we have together, this extraordinary community we have here over the next couple of days. I did want to share this land acknowledgement that is the Stanford Land Acknowledgement. And for those of you who might not be familiar with a land acknowledgement, it's really it's a tradition in many Native communities and nations to show respect for people who have been in a place for a very long time. And so I just invite you, as you're walking around campus, to think about this place and the history of this place and the people, different people who've been here for hundreds or thousands of years. And as you go to other places in your lives and your work, just thinking about that connection to place. And that's so much a part of what this whole symposium is about, is our connection to land, our connection to place, and the connections to people and communities and orientation. And I wanted to take a few minutes before we start to get a little bit more of a sense of who's in the room, who are we here? And I think we ended up with over 350 or more people registered for the symposium. So it's a big, exciting group from all over the world, from many different institutions and sectors. So we wanted to ask you all a few questions. So I don't know if any of you have done Slido polls, but we're going to invite you to join. How many of you have one of these? Some of you might have a cell phone. I see a few of you. Okay, all right. So on your phone, you can just scan this, or you can just go to slido.com, and it'll immediately ask you for this code. So if you can put in that code, it will allow you to start answering this question. And so it's going to show who we are here in this room. And I think it's a pretty incredible group from all over the world. And you can enter multiple answers. If you feel you represent more than one country, enter in, maybe your country where you grew up, the country where you're working. It's a pretty remarkable set of countries here from really all over the world. Oh, I see someone already knows how to add smiley faces. They're elevating it here. Yeah, this is great. Someone is here from nature. That's terrific. That's great. That's great. Yeah. All right. Is anyone's country missing? Did everyone have a chance to enter their country? This is pretty amazing. This is a pretty extraordinary group from many, many different countries across the globe. And I hope you have a chance while you're here to make a new friend from a new place. And we learn something new from their perspective. Okay. All right. Okay, you all starting to get out of hand. I'm gonna move to the next one here. Okay. All right, so the next question. Okay, so we talk a lot about natural capital and natural capital approaches and natural capital assessments and the importance of natural capital. And I'm really curious what comes to your mind when you hear that term, natural capital. What pops into your head? And you can answer multiple times, but if you put in one or maybe two words, let's kind of see what is our collective understanding, collective perception, what's the diversity of answers that we're going to see up here of what we're thinking. I see hope, I see pandas, I see Gretchen, I see pura vida, I see stewardship, important, paradigm shift. I see people mentioning specific places, finance, work. Now this is fantastic. Resilience. I see ecosystem services is still in the lead here. Nature's contributions. Yeah. Hearts, money and trees. I want to know who put in the duck. That's excellent. Okay. Great. Now this is fascinating. And I think we're going to be talking about all of these things over the coming days. And it'll be interesting to see if some of us, if we feel like there's a gap or a chasm in our understanding, maybe by the end we all will have a similar vocabulary or maybe a similar understanding of what does this mean to us? What's the range of meaning of natural capital and the importance of it? Okay. All right, they're still coming in. Tong, okay. I see Tong twice. He's the, okay. He's the mascot of Natural Capital. Okay, all right, okay, great. Okay, did everyone get a chance to put in there? Okay, let me go to the next one. We have one more. We have a last one here. And I see a couple people typing. I don't want to cut you off, but okay, here we go. So I want to know how everybody's feeling. Some of you, are you tired? Are you jet lagged? Are you excited? How are you feeling about this coming week? How are you feeling about being a part of the symposium? How are you in your sort of mind and heart thinking about the coming days? Okay, excited, curious, cold, terrified, ecstatic, overwhelmed, joyful, family gathering. I love that. Feeling the love. Okay, notice someone says it's too hot. Someone else says it's too cold. I see lots of, okay, this is a diverse group of people. There's a lot of feelings here in the room. Okay, upbeat, perfect week, encouraged, nervous. I think we're feeling a lot of things. Intimidated, reflective, thirsty, hungry. Okay, we're feeling it all. We're feeling it all. Okay, okay. Well, we're going to ask this question again at the end of the week and just kind of see how we're feeling at the end. Tongish. I sense a theme. There's a theme here. Reunited. That's lovely. Okay, great. Great. Temperature just right. Okay. Grateful. Grateful. I like grateful, hopeful, inspired. I think I was just having a conversation about how sometimes in this type of work, we can sometimes feel burnt out. Sometimes it's hard to stay optimistic and hopeful and inspired. And these gatherings are going to help us recharge our own emotional and kind of spirit and energy. So I hope we can help all of us feel inspired and motivated. Okay, so I just have a few questions that I wanted us to move around a little. I know sometimes after lunch we're tired and you all have been traveling, so I wanted a little bit of movement here to just get a sense of who we are. Also to help you all if you're interested, I really want to meet someone from this part of the world or from this sector. And so we're going to get to know each other just a little bit. So I would love if you could raise your hand. Is this the first? Thank you. Someone raised their hand. That was amazing. If this is the first time, how about I'll start with the question. If this is the first time you've attended a Natural Capital Symposium, raise your hand. Okay, okay. Wow, that's really exciting. Okay, this is great. This is great. Okay, so there's a lot of people. This is your first time here, and so we're really excited for you to bring your ideas and energy and to get to know this community that has been meeting in these symposia. Okay, now I'm stepping up the level of difficulty. So now I'm going to ask you to stand. Not yet. Okay. I'm going to ask you to stand after I ask the question. Okay, so if you are from Asia Pacific region, a huge part of the world, please stand up. Yeah, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Stand up. Fantastic. Fantastic. We have people from all across Asia, all across Pacific. So happy you all are here. Wonderful. And we've heard from a number of you over the past day and a half of some of the work in your countries. Okay, all right, you can be seated. Next, if you are from Europe or the Middle East, please stand up. All right. Excellent. Okay, wonderful. All right, so then, if you are from Africa, please stand up. All right. Okay, we are still reaching around the world. Fabulous. So happy to have you, and we want to have more of you next time. From North America. From North America. Okay. A big contingent. All right. Excellent. Okay. And if you are from Central or South America or the Caribbean, please stand up. Okay. All right. Another big contingent. Excellent. All right. As you can see, this is an incredible global gathering. So it's amazing to have you all here. And we have one final question. Does anyone here have, if you have a birthday on June 4th, will you stand up? Does anyone have a birthday on June 4th, or are you not going to tell? Okay. All right, well, you escaped this time. All right, okay. All right, so I just wanted to take that moment to get to know each other a little bit more. What an incredible gathering. I hope you all have a chance to talk and get to know each other over the coming days.